Hi, my name's Imaya, and you're watching Everything with Imaya, where I talk about and do everything, anything, and the in-betweens. Y'all, let's just say there was some inspiration for this video. So today I'm sitting at my desk, and I get a text from my girlfriend, and she says, "Babe, we just talked about you in class." I said, "What? Me?" I was like... Basically, she was telling me that today in their class, a TikTok popped up that I have not seen in a very long time. And it was basically just this gentleman talking about how women with pretty privilege do not actually like niche things. So today, we're gonna talk about it. My whole life has been spiraled around the idea that I need to conform to fit into a certain part of society, whether that is being a Black woman, whether that is being a nerd, whether that is being a weird girl, whatever it is, it was always a struggle to find my people and to fit in. And at one point, it felt like I had to choose. It felt like I had to sacrifice whether or not I wanted to express to the world that I liked Five Nights at Freddy's, Bendy and the Ink Machine, Life is Strange, God is War Ragnarok. My entire life has revolved around that ultimatum. And I don't think we should have to do that anymore. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about all my nerdy niches and what I like about them. Apparently, because I'm a beautiful Black woman, I can't like these things. I talk about the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise all the time. I feel like recently it's definitely gotten bigger. As we can see, we're on game 2 million. Secret of the Mimic just came out. How do y'all feel about Secret of the Mimic? Y'all let me know. For me personally, my favorite of all time, which is the scariest thing ever, has to be Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Obviously, and that's gonna be the OG. Nothing's gonna be FNAF 1. But Five Nights at Freddy's 4, I remember watching Corey Kenshin play Five Nights at Freddy's 4, and I was literally in the car on the way to piano lessons. And when I came back, I had that closet that opened like this. I was scared Foxy was gonna come out and get me. And I knew he wasn't real, but I was like, wait, like, what if he actually is real? And he's like, literally. I'm telling y'all, I'm still low-key afraid of the dark. Whenever I like turn off my lights, I'll like come into my room and I'll be like, oh my gosh, Nightmare Fredbear's under my bed. Like, it's literally so scary for me. So I'm a sucker for Five Nights at Freddy's. However, fun fact, that was not the first niche thing I got into. So let me tell y'all about the first niche thing I ever got into. Back in 2013, when all the indie games were coming out, the first thing I ever got into was Fran Bow. And if you know a thing or two about Fran Bow, let me tell you, I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for niche psychological horror games. Like, oh my gosh. I remember watching the Cub Scouts play Fran Bow, and I was like, this is so good. And it's so funny because I saw Smile when it first came out, and I remember like the house number was the same as mine. It looked exactly like my house. I literally couldn't sleep for a week. But let me play a psychological horror game? Oh, I'm gonna have a good time. Fran Bow was one of the first game series I ever watched somebody play, and I really think that that's what started my love for all of those indie horror games back in 2012, 2013, 2014. It really just kind of expanded like what I had already known, because when I was younger in elementary school, like I was really only playing Minecraft. Like I love playing Minecraft with my friends, but I didn't really know that there were like other games out there, because all I heard like the boys talk about in elementary school is like Call of Duty. And I was like, I don't want to play Call of Duty, I want to play Minecraft. Like what? And I was watching Stampy and iBallistic Squid when I was younger, and I loved Aphmau. Do I look like I love Aphmau, guys? Do I look like I watched Aphmau? Because I'm just gonna let y'all know, I did ship Aphmau and Aaron the whole time. I know that the age gap was really, really weird. I really wasn't thinking about it at that age, but I didn't ship her with anybody else. I only shipped her with Aaron. Like, they were meant to be like, don't play with me. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I'm low-key a fake Aphmau fan because I only watched the high school role plays. I didn't really watch Minecraft Diaries, but yeah, I really only had like an idea of what those things were. I remember back in my Minecraft days, I used to watch Stampy and His Lovely World, and then my favorite thing to watch was Stampy iBallistic Squid was Crazy Craft, or when they would do like the videos where they were like going on adventures, they were like going to the moon, they had this whole world built out and they were exploring it, and it was just like kind of like a role play. Like I think at that point in time I was too young to know that it was fake, but like just going back and watching those videos, like the nostalgia is so real. After I got out of the Minecraft phase, that's really when I started to get into the indie games. Even if it wasn't indie horror games, it was indie games. We're gonna see during this video if I get my sketchbooks out, because y'all don't want to see what I was drawing. Like, I was drawing fan art of all of those things I loved Life is Strange. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a sucker for the games after the first one, the recent one that just came out. I have not watched anybody play it, nor have I played it myself. So y'all let me know if I should look into that, because I saw they brought Chloe back and I was like, oh. Until Dawn, The Walking Dead. Oh, and y'all don't even know about Resident Evil. Oh, my girlfriend low-key hates me for this, but like, Leon Scott Kennedy, don't know what that man brings to the franchise, but whenever I see that man on screen, I'm like, you want to know what? I do have a second thought. I do have a second thought. Leon is so bad. Like, not even like bad isn't like fine. Leon is just bad. Like, that man, you could put that man in any franchise and he'd probably survive. 360 no scope, don't gotta worry about it. Leon Scott Kennedy is that guy. I love Resident Evil. I'm a sucker for Resident Evil. I actually didn't know about Resident Evil when I was younger. I didn't start knowing about the Resident Evil franchise. I think I watched Markiplier play it back when Resident Evil 7 came out, and then after that I just was watching like Corey and Jack and Mark play all of like the remakes of the Resident Evil games, and I've fallen in love with it. I kind of wish that I did know about some of these things when I was younger. Obviously my mom probably wouldn't have let me play them, but you know, I didn't really know about it. So just seeing all of the remakes and seeing how like amazing the CGI is and seeing how amazing the gameplay is, like, it just made me fall in love with Resident Evil, and that's probably one of my like top 3 games. If I had to pick top 3, Resident Evil would be in that top 3. I feel like I can sit here and name all the franchises that I know, like Bendy and the Ink Machine, Cuphead. What y'all know about the Cuphead rap? Because I can sing it here right now, so don't play. But I feel like this video also should not be about like me trying to prove to people that I'm a nerd, because at the end of the day, I know who I am. If you don't believe me for the things that I like, it doesn't really matter. Like, you can sit here and not believe me all you want. I remember in that video, the gentleman was talking about how, like, you know, and it wasn't just me, it was other women as well. But he was just talking about how, like, we don't know what Skyrim is. Okay, I am a Black woman, so to me it does kind of feel like an attack on my identity when people are telling me like, you don't like these things, you never knew these things, like, this isn't you. I don't know what way he meant that in, but it does kind of feel like a subtle microaggression, especially not even just towards Black women, but just women in general, for you to go up to somebody and tell them you don't like these things because you're beautiful. What? At that point, when you're told that, this happened to me last weekend, so I'm gonna use this as an example. It kind of feels like when you go out with your girls, you're feeling good. Me personally, I have RBF, so whenever I go out, I'm sitting there and I'm like, but like, I'm having a good time, and my friends know that. And some guy walks up to you and says, you need to smile more, you're too beautiful, why are you not smiling? Why are you in my business? That's kind of what it feels like to an extent. It's just like people just looking at you, reading a book by its cover, and really making a misconception and misconstruing who you are, what you're trying to do, whatever it may be. To me, that just feels so disrespectful in a way. It feels so disrespectful for people to come at me and tell me who I am and what I believe in and what I like and what I don't like, because you don't know me. Quite frankly. I'll wrap this up a little bit because I've been talking about my interests for a long time, and y'all don't want me to go back on that Leon Scott Kennedy rant, because I will go on a tangent about that man forever. I think that over the years it's taken me a really long time to accept that I am who I am and I like the things that I like. It has also taken me a long time to be confident in myself and not seek validation from other people because they don't believe that I like what I like, or they think that what I like is weird. And so I think that's something you guys should take away from this video, is that it is okay to be yourself, whoever that may be. You will find your people will find you, and you shouldn't have to change yourself for anybody, nor should you have to fight for the idea that somebody should know who you are, because if they're meant to know who you are, they'll know. When I came into college, I wrote an essay, and the title was called Perfectly Imperfect. I talked about being a queer Black woman who likes nerdy things, who lived in a white conservative town, and at the time whose family was very, very conservative. conservative. For me to be able to still be here today and record this video and talk to you guys, there has been so much work put into loving myself, knowing who I am, knowing what my identity is. Even though I am in my early 20s and I still really don't know who I am and what my life has in store for me, I do know that there's nobody else who is like me. Although I am perfectly imperfect, I wouldn't rather it be any other way. And with that being said, enough with the tangents. I'm gonna show y'all my sketchbooks from elementary school and middle school so y'all can see what fan art I used to be drawing, because I did have my own OCs and I'm gonna tell y'all the lore. Let's get into it. Low-key, I don't know how many I'm gonna show y'all, but we're gonna start off with this one. This is my sketchbook from 6th grade. I think I started in 6th grade. I literally cut out one of my shirts and I glued it because it was black and I didn't like it. This is so cute. I feel like a teacher. It says belongs to Imaya Farmer from 2016 to 2017, 5th grade to 6th grade, period. Okay, so if y'all are wondering who this girl is right here, this is Lizzie Doubloon. If you know me, you know that half of my usernames everywhere used to be Lizzie Doubloon. Lizzie Doubloon is based off of a Monster High character and an Ever After High character. They were my two favorite characters at the time. So you know how you be making ship names for you and your crushes when you're that young? That's basically what I did, but for my own OC. So her name is Lizzie Doubloon. That's my gamer tag on everything. That's just who I am. I don't really remember her lore. I do remember I gave her some really depressing lore. If you are an artist, you know that you give the main character the most tragic, depressing lore. Oh my god, y'all, I didn't even talk about Undertale in this video. I drew Undyne from Undertale. Undyne is literally my favorite character. And before I even knew her and Alphys were a thing, I was just like, I love her because she's so passionate about everything. And if it wasn't Undyne, it would probably have to be Sans, because Sans is funny. He may be corny, but he's funny. I used to love Yandere Simulator. I know what's happening with Yandere Dev right now. Look, we don't stand for that, but Yandere Simulator was my stuff when I was growing up. So I did draw Osana. I'm not sure if this is what Osana looked like back in Yandere Simulator, because I swore she had long hair, but maybe she changed from short hair to long hair. I don't remember. So when I was younger, me and my brother loved to play Skylanders, and I actually still have the Skylander. This is Tough Luck. Her hair does not actually look like that. I put hair on her. I made like clay and I put it on my Skylander figure. So whenever I put it on the portal, she just looked cool, but she didn't look like that in the game. Tough Luck was my first trap master and she is my favorite. Actually, she's my first trap master, my favorite trap master, but she's not my favorite Skylander. So don't play. Oh my god, y'all. Okay, so this is when Sister Location came out. So I literally started drawing the Sister Location characters. We have Baby, we have Ballora. I think those are the only two I drew. Yeah, I drew Undyne again, but like real Undyne. I'm gonna see if I can find my favorite sketchbook, because there is one era where I was just drawing and it was so good, and I'm gonna show y'all that one. Oh my god, my plan's literally about to fall. So I low-key have two favorite sketchbooks. One of them is when I was in 8th grade before I went into high school, and then one is when I got into high school, and I'm gonna show y'all these drawings. Oh my gosh, I just love this era. Like, okay, I love Steven Universe. So we have Garnet. I think then I kind of got more into like, not necessarily like tracing, but like looking at a picture and actually being able to replicate it on the page. Again, obsessed with Undertale. Another photo of Undyne. So I love musicals. If you don't know that already, I am a sucker for Hamilton. I am a sucker for Heathers. I am a sucker for Beetlejuice. I am a sucker for, actually, when Wicked the movies came out, I do enjoy the Wicked soundtrack, but I wasn't an OG Wicked fan back in middle school. I drew a picture of the three Heathers and Veronica. Oh my god, I loved Vocaloid. I have a well-colored drawing of Hatsune Miku. Okay, this one is from, yes, so I was 15, so this is from high school, and this is when I actually started like doing like Meet the Artist. Can we focus the camera? Like, what? So this is when I first started doing Meet the Artist, and I would put like all of my info in there, and then I would just like talk about myself. So my name's Amaya. I'm 15 years old. I'm a Capricorn. I'm 5'9". I'm shy, quiet, but I'm an athlete. I love Dr. Pepper, gumbo, and music, and I hate roaches, snakes, and steak. Has anything changed? I actually just made steak and potatoes for dinner yesterday, so yes. Okay, I'm about to start talking about anime. Don't let me talk about anime, y'all. So my first anime technically was the Seven Deadly Sins, but my first anime technically was Ruby, and Yang is my favorite character. And yes, I do ship Yang and Blake. I love them so much. So I drew Yang. I did not draw, I think I drew Yang and Blake in another sketchbook, but I'm not too sure. But yes, that's Yang, my fave from Ruby. I just talked briefly about anime. Hello, I'm an anime nerd. So if you don't believe I like anime, let me show you something. Believe that I like anime, just know JT coming, JT coming, JT coming. My favorite anime of all times would have to be I really want to say Neon Genesis Evangelion. We talked about the psychological stuff earlier. It's probably one of my top ones. Obviously Attack on Titan. Telling y'all, back in high school, did not see that plot twist coming. And then what's another like good one that's like, I guess not as recent? Y'all don't know how I feel about Inuyasha. Okay, wait, low-key, I'm gonna show y'all my Nendroids so y'all can see. So up here is my collection. Of course, we have Miles Morales, as y'all can tell from the jacket. I literally love him. We have my 2 shadow figurines. One of them I got when I was younger, and this one right here. And then this one was in my car, but he fell off. Okay, and then now y'all can see about Inuyasha. So of course we have Weiss in the front because that's a bae. And then we have Inuyasha and his brother Sesshomaru. And then obviously we got Frankie and Claudine. But I started watching anime around COVID time. My best friend had already been watching anime a little bit before me. I remember us talking and she was like, you should watch the 7 Deadly Sins. And y'all know how our phones be listening to us. So literally phone, Netflix recommendations, 7 Deadly Sins. Literally not 5 seconds later, I said, that's weird. But I don't regret it because I literally loved anime so much. And I don't binge it as much, like I said, because I'm busy all the time. But trust and believe, when I get a good anime, I will be watching it. So if y'all do want any anime recommendations, here is the list of all the animes that I've watched. I guess I'm gonna put a check or an X next to it, and y'all can see which ones I like and which ones I don't like. But this is my list of animes. And yeah, oh my gosh, I feel like this was low-key like a kind of like get to know me a little bit more video. It was really just supposed to be talking about me being brought up in my girlfriend's class, but I really do think it's cool to just be yourself. Like, it took me so long to get here to actually like feel like I could be who I really am and not be ashamed of that, because, you know, like, there's just so much hatred in the world all the time, and people are always trying to hate on you and bring you down and tell you you don't do this, that, and the third. But like, I just know I'm one cool mother. Yeah, I just know I'm cool. So ain't nobody like me. What Beyonce saying, alien superstar. I'm one of one. I'm number one. I'm the only one. Don't even waste your time trying to compete with me. No one else in this world can think like me. That is one of my favorite songs, and it'll always remind me that there is nobody else like me. I am the only version of me, and nobody else can do me like I do me. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this little get to know me a little bit better, and hopefully it was a motivator to continue to be yourself, because you're all that you have, so you might as well shine the brightest you can. And until next time, bye guys.